Welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. Well, I thought that I would just exit the throne room to go visit the marketplace, but I ended up here. So we're somewhere in the first world.
Forwards.
Where are you rushing off to, my hound? To face your own death?
Why are you here? Going to try to kill me again?
Why am I here? Kill you? Not today. Believe it or not, but I came here without evil intentions. I've been watching you, my hound. You've escaped my trap. You've destroyed my beautiful everbloom flower. Such a strong will to live in such a fragile, mortal creature. Once, long ago, it hurt me to see flowers being torn apart by the wind. But today I watch you thrashing like a moth caught in a spider web, and I cannot turn my eyes away.
If I'm a moth caught in a spider's web, what then are you? A spider?
I am the web itself. The moment you took your first step on the road of the stolen lands, you fell under my power.
So you were the one behind the bloom. What have I or my subjects ever done to you?
There was a time when I used to ask myself the same question. What had I and my 1,000 breaths ever done to them? Why had I to endure this? You're wrong to think that your problems began with you. The ever-blooming flower was created long before your barony was founded. I prepared my weapon long in advance, having no idea what I would turn it against. Everything has a price. Thousands of lives must be turned to dust for a single act of forgiveness.
I have visited the first world and learned something about you and about your curse.
How? Well, there's no point in asking. My untamed homeworld has many miracles to offer. One can never know what they will reveal, or to whom. So, what do you think of the proud, bitter, fallen nymph now, my hound?
I don't know enough yet, but I want to. Tell me the truth.
Looks like I was wrong. You're not a moth caught in a spider web, but one of those who fly straight into the fire himself. Why are you so sure I would want to talk to you? To tell you the truth? Do not deceive yourself. My interest in you is mere curiosity.
How about telling me your real name?
Names can be weapons in capable hands. You've no need to know my name. No need.
I will ask again. Why are you here? Give me an honest answer. It seems pointless to have a conversation of hints and hidden meanings.
Why shouldn't the mistress visit her pet? Farewell, my hound. You have no idea what powers you've awakened, and now you voluntarily rush into their jaws. If you run your blade down their throats, I won't be disappointed. If you perish, I'll have forgotten you by dawn.
Not so sure about that. But apparently that gives us some sort of clue. I didn't expect the conversation to end there. I did expect that I would be able to ask about Varnhold. But I sense there is a clue there that whatever trouble is going on up in Varnhold, it might be the powers that cursed her in the first place. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording here because I'm going to attend to the market stalls. So I will see you all in a bit. Okay, there we are. Now, The first quest we need to attend to is the companion quest for Jubilost, the Price of Curiosity, since it says that we need to get to the place and quickly. Which probably means it's timed, so thankfully Jubilost is part of our regular party, so it doesn't require me to do lots of rearranging of equipment and stuff like that. Now with my luck, it's probably deep in the Dire Gnarl Marches or something. Oh, it's actually up here. That's not too bad. Then when we're done with that, we're going to head over to Varnhold. Now what? Oh, can level up that. I want to just click it so that that exclamation mark disappears. Apparently we have a random encounter in front of us. But by clicking on that, it actually bugged out. That's interesting. So here we are at the Inconsequential Debates. I like this name for a location. Njord Zottenroppel. That's definitely a gnomish name. A very pale gnome with dull brittle hair is scribbling something busily on a small scroll, not looking up as you approach. Ah, here you are, at last. Go read the rules quickly. They are posted a little further along. The other teams already arrived a while ago. The host set will start as soon as you show up and read the rules. Of course, I'm famous enough for my admirers to follow my every move. But still, I'd like to know, how did you know we were coming? The gnome shrugs. The host said so. Well, are you going to keep wasting time? Read the rules and we'll start. Fixing his glasses, Jubilost looks at the paper describing the rules. Well, let's see. I'll read out loud so that everyone can hear. Rules of the Inconsequent Debates, year to be added later. I see the authors didn't overstrain themselves. So, the rules. Item 1, obey the host in everything. Item 2, come in triplets. Item 3, no fighting, no killing each other, even temporarily, even if you really want to, even if you apologize later. Item 4, the most important one. The participant must assume the shape of a giant frog. Jubilost looks puzzled. A frog? What does that have to do with anything? Are those the right rules for the competition? What irresponsible wordmonger What is this? Am I a frog? I don't have the perception for that. I need to roll an 18 or higher. Something is obviously wrong here. Paled. Surprise, surprise. Examination offers nothing. Just like anyone else that involves the Fae, the rules scroll look ordinary and suspicious at the same time. I don't know what to believe. Maybe it's supposed to be like this? So we're just going to leave it as it is? I have a better idea. Let Lindsay buy us some time. I'll talk to the other participants. Don't worry about anything. I'll go run to the host and ask him a few questions for my book. It'll buy you some time. You start looking for whoever is responsible for this. Sir Alfrey? Greetings. I am Sir Alfrey, loyal follower of the Tentacles of Evil. Of course, has to be Tentacles. Knight, noble, and crusader from Mendev. Tentacles. Oh yes, my knightly motto used to be courteous even in death. But I'm afraid it must now be changed to severing the Tentacles of Evil. Just a few phrases, he managed to pour more pomposity on us than I can manage in a week. Quite a talent. The Tentacles of Evil? And why is it that you want to change the motto, sir? You see, upon my arrival I immediately went to read the tentacles of the event, but Guile already had me in its tentacles. The rules were charmed, and everyone who reads them must say tentacles every so often, which is happening to me just now. Tentacles. If I can't get rid of this affliction at least, tentacles, I can make it into my motto. Do you have any idea who could have done this to the rules? It was done by one of the participants who allowed their tentacles to guide their heart. Including you and me and my tentacles, 4 teams of 3 arrived. I swear by my tentacles, my service to the most honest Iomide would never allow such tentacles. Nor would I suspect you and your outstanding companions, noble tentacles all. Look for the villain among the 2 other teams. I think I have to go. Before you leave, let me ask you, and in the name of tentacles, don't consider it idle curiosity. What need brought you to the Tentacles Debates? That would be me. I asked for the Baron's help in this in this endeavor, because winning will let us ask what made the tentacles. What caused the gnomes to leave the First World? For me, these tentacles are something more than mere scientific curiosity. Oh my god, this is hilarious. I'm amazed at how inquisitive the tentacles of your mind are, sir. I admit, it's the first tentacles that I've ever talked to such a learned frog. Tentacles! Forgive me my ignorance, but it never even crossed my feeble tentacle that there were educated ones among your race. For the love of Desna, I'm not a frog. Let it be known to you, sir, that you are speaking to Jubilost Narthropple, a well-known publicist and researcher. This shape but the consequence of a silly prank. I am a gnome, and that is why I am participating in the debates, to learn how my race received the affliction called the bleaching, and discover a way to fight it. In that case, I wish our worthy rivals good tentacles, in the name of truth, justice, and tentacles. Okay, let's go talk to the kobold then. A little kobold raises his little snout at you. Greetings! It's like a spell was cast over my friend when he read the rules. Did anything like that happen to you? I don't read. Gnome help me, read for me, aloud, but then scream. I scared. Why do you have those jerboas over there? The kobold lowers his head. They say, need 3. I know 3. I know friends. Wanted to go very much. Bought this jump mice. Now we are 3. Participate. So what do you want to ask the host if you win? I, dragon. How become dragon? See you. He seems to be innocent. The pale gnome reads aloud enthusiastically. And the young wizard desperately thrashed about in his fetters, but all in vain. The shoots of the plants held him tightly. The nymph, cruel and beautiful, sneered at him, and immediately... And immediately what? And immediately anything. The left frog is mocking the right one. Does this book ever end? I thought the wizard would die in the last chapter while I was running from the horde of unicorns through fields of giant fly traps. Don't let you understand anything about literature, you stupid toad. The gnome looks at you. Ah, hello again, travellers. It seems I haven't introduced myself. I'm Nerd Zottenroppel, and these 2 idiots are my brothers, Vyre and Luar. So what did the nymph immediately do to the wizard? It's too much to tell. She keeps him hostage for another 4 chapters. I like it when it's more like real life. In this author's last book he escapes from the evil wizard in 5 minutes. The little kobold said one of you helped him read the rules. Yeah, that's true, but he wasn't trying to read the frog rules. They're different on every pole. One turns you into a frog, another makes you say tentacles, and the third one makes you scream like crazy. Hilarious, right? I should have read the middle one. Not remotely. You look pale. She looks bleached. Jubilost's voice is grim. It's alright. I've still got a fair bit of fight left in me. The Zottenroppels don't go down easily. Nerd smiles cunningly. My brothers and I lost our color long ago, but death still hasn't taken us. Why are you calling those frogs your brothers? These fools read the rules, and the rules are charmed. Nerd's colorless and dim eyes flare up with a mad and joyful fire. Anyone who reads them turns into a frog. So, now I have 2 frog brothers. I guess I'll leave them as they are. When else will I ever have a chance to laugh so much? And why are they both frogs? Did I breed them together? Yes, Newt responds quickly. Nah, the frog on his right on the right says happily. Shut up, Luar. Of course we did. We read them and we transformed. Now we're sitting and croaking. You are confused, my friends. If one of you read the rules for the kobold, why isn't one of you screaming? How was it that both your brothers were turned into frogs? And if Nerd already saw what happened and knew the rules were charmed, then why did she tell us to read them? Do you suspect us of something? Why would we charm the rules and read them ourselves, or make you read them and put a spell on you? Nerd adjusts a ridiculous helm and strikes a rakish pose. Because you're gnomes! Only a gnome could think of playing a joke on everyone around and then joyfully get caught in their own prank. You're far-sighted and loud-voiced. I like you. Stop this immediately and release Jubilost from the spell. Croak. Croak, croak. We're just stupid frogs and we understand nothing. Nerd pretends to not hear anything. Caledorn, I know this is unexpected, but let's just leave it be. I'm ready to participate in the debates. Even like this, croaking all the way. You think I won't use force despite the rules about non-aggression? Lift the spell or else. Succeeded. Nerd looks at you angrily. I spent so much time getting this prank ready. If you only knew how hard it is when there's almost no color left in you. Fine, here you go. 720 experience. Ah, there you are. Glad I found you. I stalled for as long as I could, but now it's time to begin. Let's go, quickly. The hooded creature looks mundane, but after looking for a time one might notice the figure's contours tremble and flow as in a haze. Welcome to the Inconsequent Debates. You can call us the host. We are the reason for all that happens here today. You have read the rules, have you not? If there is anything useful in them. We only made up the real rules the day after tomorrow, then forgot them and had to make new ones. So it's simple. You want, as your reward, for us to answer a question. So, the competition will involve answering questions. We ask, and one in each triplet answers, and always the same one. The others can only prompt. Let's see. It will be you, little kobold, you, Sir Alfred, you, Nerd, and you, Caledorn. Remember one thing. Here at the Inconsequent Debates, there are no right or wrong answers. Every answer has weight, and each will be weighed. Don't choose the lightest one. Your rival might find a heavier argument. And most importantly, light answers are no fun for us. Let's begin. Begins. The kobold jumps from joy. We are ready. The knight nods resolutely, despite the tentacles. All right, let's see how tough they have it in the first world. Some of you look so serious. Thus, we will begin with a question about weighty matters. What can move a mountain? Jubilost Lindsay, what's our answer? Oh, I shouldn't have skipped my philosophy lessons at the academy. Such problems baffle me. It's not because I can't think of an answer, but because I think of 1,000 of them at once and don't know where I can hide from them. Let's see. We're dealing with Fae and the First World, and they told us clearly that trivial answers won't cut it. I think the good answer is its own will. In the First World, mountains often change position, and there are at least one that does it of its own free will. That's Ulas, one of the Tain, the walking mountain. Oh, sure, we'll answer that. Its own will. We heard you. What will the others say? What can move a mountain? The little kobold frowns desperately. Maybe dragon? Dragon can move mountain. Faith and divine intervention. Do you hear, my faithful tentacles? Faith nourishes us. Without devout faith in our tentacles and a righteous cause, everything is within our tentacles. A teleportation spell. I could probably manage moving a hill or two. In fact, that gives me an idea. We have heard you. Now you hear us. Of course, gods and magic can move mountains, but that answer is good for any question. How can one jump over the house? Magic. How to paint a fence yellow using blue paint? Divine intervention. Such light answers are the weakest. A good answer is its own will. Will and desire lie at the base of all our emotions, action and decision. If a mountain has a will, it will surely find a way to move. That was an interesting round. Let the next question be heard. What weakens when owned by many and dies if owned by none? Well, a secret clearly is a very good answer to that. Jubilost? That's a no-brainer. It's glory. It can't belong to many because then it's devalued, and it can't belong to no one either. We'll just go with Jubilost's answers because this is his debate, so I don't want him to blame me for being stupid. So we'll say glory. The little kobold looks as if he's about to cry. I don't know this. Maybe it's dragon? It's the knight's heart. I swear by my tentacles. It can belong to himself or to his righteous cause or to his greatest tentacles. It can't belong to everybody. VR, look how I can roll my eyes. Fools, concentrate on the competition. This won't do. We won't accept the answer from the Zottenroppel triplet this round, but you are a spectacular eye roller. Now, as for the other answers, the heart is not the best answer. Even among knights, there are many whose hearts belongs to beautiful women, and a beloved mother, plus their friends, their commander, their righteous cause, and a delicious lunch. Especially a delicious lunch. And it doesn't seem that those hearts that belong to many grow any weaker. Glory is a poor answer. Only an extremely egoistic person who does not wish to share credit could think it shouldn't belong to many. One's own glory does not diminish anyone else's. We were almost prepared to agree on the dragon, but alas, no one gains victory in this round. Okay, so I shouldn't listen to Jubilost. Here the third question. Each of us is born at the same time with a monster. Each day we live, it grows. It can torment, bring us joy, or kill without a single wound. What is it? I would say that it is ambition. Let's hear what Jubilost has to say. Considering the question is asked by a representative of the Fae, the answer could be anything from singing to the love of pastries. But let's think logically. The last part of the riddle can be easily ignored, because just about anything in the world can aid or ruin you depending on the circumstances. What is important is that the riddle clearly points to some quality or property of a living creature. Something that is born with us. Another point, it grows. I would say knowledge. Each day brings something new, so our knowledge of ourselves and the world keeps growing. For some, though, this process is ridiculously slow. I think we'll go with ambition. We have heard you. What will the others say? What is the monster? I wonder what the kobold is going to answer. The little kobold grabs his head, stressed. Maybe it's dragon? It's curiosity. It is born with us, it grows day by day, it saves us from the bleaching, and if you only knew how many it's killed. I don't know if the answer will do, but the greatest tentacles is the one that lives inside us. We grow a tentacles beast in our soul, we feed it with wrath, neglect and tentacles. Eventually it could break free and kill us. But tentacles must admit, the same beast gives strength to villains and tentacles. The poison we feed our monsters only nourishes them. Interesting answers, except for the dragon. The dragon doesn't count, alas. Curiosity is also insufficient. The monster we described must by its own nature grow. Many see their curiosity dim over the years. The same thing can be said of ambition. Many have none, and many lose it over time. Well, we have only one answer that fits our term to some degree, the inner beast. Sir Alfrey, you win this round. One final trial and we will sum up the results. I grow tired of questions. Do you know the game Knight Dragon Snag? The knight defeats the dragon burns the snag, but if the knight walks in the woods he will stumble on the snag and die. That's why the snag defeats the knight. Children's games. Great. These are the inconsequent debates. Why not play a game? So, you break up into pairs and yell out your chosen word at the signal. The one who shouts knight defeats the one who shouts dragon. The one who shouts dragon defeats the one who shouts snag, and snag defeats knight. We'll play Sir Alfrey against the kobold, and Nerd Zottenroppel against the baron. The winners will then play each other. Is the first pair ready? Yell on 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I'll save here. I can't. Oh, hold on. Okay. Sir Alfrey yells knight, and the kobold obviously yells dragon. This was all too predictable, but charming in a way. The host is obviously enjoying the game. It's a good thing we didn't look ahead. It's much more fun to see it unfold like this. Sir Alfrey wins. Now for the second pair. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I'll say knight. Dragon! Nerd shouts, performing a spot-on impersonation of the kobold, then falls over laughing. Looks like her own amusement is more important to her than the competition. So, the baron wins. Now, the winner against the winner, the baron against the knight. 1, 2, 3. Snag. Sir Alfrey takes a deep breath with his mighty chest, but then the curse takes over. Tentacles! Realizing how their spell has worked, Nerd and her brother start roaring with laughter, sometimes sniffling with delight. The host makes a helpless gesture. We cannot but pronounce the Baron the winner of this round, and now it is time to announce the winner of the debates. After 4 tests, the triplet of the Baron and Sir Jubilost wins. It was most amusing, children, most amusing. You should know that this is rare praise from us. Congratulations, sirs and ladies. I swear by my tentacles, it was a worthy struggle. Baron, as the voice of your triplet, you may ask us the one question promised and another question besides that as an extra reward for the ingenuity or luck you demonstrated in the competition. Caledorn, do you remember the fate of the... No. Jubilost suddenly stops talking. He opens and closes his mouth but makes not a sound. Have a silence spell, mate. I love it. Now what's he going to do? Come, brothers, let's run. Now everything is in your hands, Caledorn. Think well upon your questions. We will answer honestly, but I don't know is also an honest answer. Ask about what a host from the first world might know. Any suggestions for a good pet name? Let's ask about the gnomes then. I want to know why the gnomes left the first world. There is the question. We knew it would be asked, but a simple answer, a light answer, has no value, right? We hope our debates convinced you of this. That is why we present to you another answer, a good one and a valuable one. Numbers will help you on your way. One of them is 5th in 10. It will be easy to find if you read who opened the road for the ancient dead man and his black-feathered messenger. The second is 12 times in a dozen, and thrice is the number of those who lost their faces. Don't try to guess it now, it is not yet time. Wait until he who is born twice will twice be defeated. Put the 2 numbers together when the moon leaves her path. Near the waters of the Candlemere, find the one who will open the secret. A heap of senseless mumble instead of a... First walk the road, then you may accuse us of being senseless. But in the end, you won't. We got 2 questions. I want to know about this affliction, the bloom that fell on my barony. Oh, that's an easy one. Or is it? Once, a very powerful creature from the first world unwisely provoked the rage of those who are 100-fold mightier. She was cursed and sent here to Galarian, to the Stolen Lands. Without going into too much detail, her curse afflicts the locals as well. To put it simply, your troubles will not cease until you've dealt with this uninvited guest. Anyway, we have discussed this further in your tomorrow and my yesterday. That was your final question. We have the answer and yet we don't, but what an adventure! What an adventure! Caledorn, we'll have to discuss this further on our return to the capital. Farewell, Caledorn. Ah, we almost forgot. The host turns to the kobold. You, little creature, you didn't win, but you managed to make us laugh. Do you want to come with us? No promises you'll turn into a dragon, but still. The kobold jumps from joy, but then carefully asks, pointing at his jerboas, "Take my friends, yes?" "All right, fine." The hooded creature laughs. "Listen all, the Inconsequent Debates are now closed. We spare all of you the effects of the Zottenroppel tricks and bid you farewell." That was actually quite amusing. Are there any mushrooms or anything about?
Our path leads on.
No. Oh well. Off we go. I think we'll go back to the capital then. Just to finish the companion quest, I mean. The map scrolling could be a bit quicker.
A rest would be welcome.
Oh.
Stand with me.
Here's this young Dweomer cat again.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
Sure.
Together we stand.
We shall rest soon, Ekken. Soon. Something is going on in the kingdom as well, so I guess I should check that.
Resting would be nice.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
Stop meowing. Okay, we have an opportunity, troubled lands. Both of those advisors are unavailable, but it's not something that is important either.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Oh, I have to rest manually because of Jubilost having that
Listen,
thing.
Jubilost. I heard you mumble something about me yesterday while you were digging in your books.
Yes, I was just updating my knowledge on trolls, giants, and other ogres. I think you've much the same knowledge.
I'll give him one thing, he's brave. Okay, onwards we go. And we want to enter... I can never remember where Jubilost is. I think he might be in the throne room. Yep, there he is. Or maybe everyone is in the throne room and I need to talk to him outside somewhere. Let's just deposit these note things and key so that I don't run around with those. And then let's go outside and see if I can find him on the main square then. He might be in the tavern though. There he is.
I am my assistants.
Apparently I managed to click him. If you say so. Caledorn, I never properly thanked you for your help at the Inconsequential Debates. I'm happy to do so now. I hope you don't think me entirely ungrateful. I was surprised that you didn't want to be freed of the Zottenroppel spell. Why did you willingly suffer it? Jubilost locks his hands behind his back. Well, you see, I understand well what the bleaching is, what a fatal effect it has on gnomes. Those poor fellows were acting like that for no darker motive than desperation. Their foolish jokes allow them to live just a little bit longer. Do you see? I don't mind becoming the joke myself for a while, of course, and not if my life was being threatened. It lets someone live a couple days longer. So you let them continue their prank to help them. That's a worthy act. Stop, or you'll make me blush. Jubilost folds his hands over his chest with a contented look. Have you figured out anything about that riddle? The host's answer to your question about the gnomes? Not quite, but I'm working on it. I'll certainly inform you of my findings. I must admit, such an answer is quite in the spirit of the Fae. It must lead somewhere, and I will find the trail. Interesting. Well, that was a very fun little side quest. So, just for good measure, we have 225 days until the next development of the curse goes into effect. So we have plenty of time in this chapter as well. But for now, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next episode.